We're going to do an initial impressions video on my brand new Turn Racing R20 EVO steering wheel. Now, you guys have probably heard me mention before, I had a big affliction for the Turn Racing R20. In fact, this is one of my favorite wheels because it fits so many button boxes and feels really nice to hold. But I think he's leveled up this release with the new R20 because now it has, it's being produced on a different scale. And instead of having a powder coated finish on the front end, you have an anodized black finish. There's a brush finish that goes along between this. Hopefully the camera will pick up that lining that's happening within the finish. But it looks really good. But obviously the first thing you're gonna notice is this big yellow logo right in the front. So some people may be excited about that. Some people maybe, may not like that so much. I wish there was an option to not have that, to be perfectly honest, because I'm one of the smooth face type of people that I don't want too many logos and distractions while I'm driving. But in general, I think it looks pretty cool, and I might just keep it around just because, it's a cool wheel. But the biggest difference, in fact, on this wheel, in my opinion, is not gonna be this logo. It's gonna be the thickness of this handle. And as you guys can see, this handle is extremely thick compared to the previous generation. And that works for people like me, who have big hands or likes to hold on to something meaty. Some people with smaller hands may not appreciate how thick this is because it's getting really, really thick. And I think the first Turn Racing open wheel that he sold, maybe the R1, had a little bit thinner grip than the R20, the previous generation of the R20. Now, I didn't have the R1. I've heard great things about it, but this feels, to me, I was really happy when I got this wheel. In fact, this is the one wheel I kept around from the whole period of moving into this button box rim category. So I still have my old R20 around. I might just give it away to a friend, who knows. But since I have this new R20 now EVO that has a thicker handle, I don't see myself getting rid of that. The only thing I personally don't care for is this logo right in the front. And that may be offensive to the builder, I'm sorry, Zach. But I prefer like a clean finished approach to the front end. I don't want to have too many distractions there. But in general, I think it's a fantastic wheel. So one of the things I'm going to do this week or this weekend is mount this up to a new button box that was just released this week. It's called the Sim Racing Bay. I think it's the BB Ultra. So yeah, the Sim Racing Bay BB Ultra. I'm gonna try that on this wheel, see how the combination feels together. I'm also gonna try my my SimCore box on this wheel. I was hoping to have a different SimCore box, but I'll use my old one for now, just because it's around. I don't have too many button boxes, quite frankly. But in general, the difference are the thickness. In my opinion, this is the only thing that you're gonna notice. The thickness is substantial. It's probably 20% thicker than the previous generation. The second thing you'll notice is that this logo in the front and then the finish is gonna be a completely anodized brush finish, which looks fantastic in my opinion. So, like I said, this will be a quick video, quick look at it. It comes with a brush, some stickers, gives you some Tootsie Pops in case you have a sweet tooth. You get an awesome picture of Zach and his dog. So how can you hate dogs, man? This is awesome. I'm glad you send this, Zach. It makes people really understand that they're getting something from, someone that builds this with his hands and someone who's really invested in this company, and it's really small and one-man shop. I think it's fantastic. So appreciate what you do for this community, man. This wheel looks fantastic. Like I mentioned before, for me, I don't particularly like the logo on the front, but everything else is spot on. I can't wait to strap this up to a couple button boxes this weekend and see how this thing really feels. But I have a feeling it's gonna be really good because people like me who have larger hands really like big meaty handles. It makes us feel like we have good control over the car. So in closing, I just wanted to show this to everyone just to show you guys what you get. I don't see any negatives out of this wheel so far, but let's strap it up to a new button box and see how this thing really performs. You still have an Alcantara grip or suede, whatever you guys want to call it. I don't particularly like Alcantara anymore. In fact, I bought this entire sheet of carbon fiber style leather so I can rewrap most of my wheels. That's going to be a learning experience, but I'm hoping that at one point manufacturers get out of this suede business because, as you guys can see, it gets destroyed almost instantly. And I use gloves, man. I use gloves every single time I race. But as you guys can see, this thing turns into waxy leather. So if it's going to turn into leather, you might as well start off with leather anyway. So I digress. I'm not going to whine too much in this video, but I really like this wheel. I hope that it ends up being something that's comfortable for driving. Considering the thickness, I have no doubts it will be. But as you guys can see, that thickness is substantial, man. Substantial. And I love the new finish. I wasn't a big fan of the powder coat because powder coating, you can see a little bit of textures. This looks like a really uniform brush finish that was manufactured in like a professional facility. So excellent job there. Look forward to using this, and we'll see you guys in the next video. This should be, I should have something on Saturday, I think. Once I get, I'm hoping that DHL doesn't screw me with shipping and gets me my BB Ultra so I can mount it up to this weekend. But you know, we'll see how this thing goes. I just want to show everyone what this thing looks like. You know, what the differences are between the previous generation and the new generation. And I'm not going to measure anything. You guys can see with your eyes how much thicker it is. But if you're into like metrics and measuring, I'm sure like Barry will do a video on this at some point. So the moral of the story is this is the new wheel. Feels good in the hand. We'll see how it mats to a button box and how the overall performance is. All right, thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll get a chance to rip this weekend.